Welcome to the realm of Immersion, the podcast where we venture beyond the screen to the worlds of movies, TV shows, and theme parks. I'm your host, Andrew Reyes, and joining me once again is Myles Ramsey.
Hey, yo, what's up, y'all?
And Lizzie Creson.
Hello!
Whoa.
And
Today's a special episode.
yes, on today's episode, we're going to be checking out, finally, we're going to talk about theme parks on this podcast. Starting off with...
The Minions ride.
No.
Something worse.
Something that's right next door.
Yeah, literally.
So we're going to be talking about the infamous Universal Studios attraction that is pretty much in, like, I guess every single Universal park, Shrek 4D.
Which is the best ride in... Well,
kind of
one
a ride.
of the best rides. I'm not going to say it's the best, but
It's
it's
kind
one
of a
them.
ride.
Sure, yeah.
Yes.
As far as how we're going to even, like, you know, talk about this attraction on this podcast, we are going to be watching the film, because it's a 4D film, but the film itself has been released in home media constantly ever since the ride actually opened, which is bizarre because it's a ride.
They showed it on Nickelodeon, you remember?
Yeah, they did.
That was so... I thought I imagined that, but I didn't. I remember that. They really did show it on Nickelodeon.
But I can't remember how it was even promoted or advertised.
It was just like... I think it was for Shrek 3.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, so a new Shrek movie's coming out. But anyway, here's a ride that you're not going to really experience the full effect of in your own
Or
homes.
It was released on DVD.
Oh, they had it on DVD,
They
too.
even sold it at the gift shop after the ride. Yeah,
That's
they did.
crazy.
Yeah, and I thought that was weird. And when they released it on DVD was typically... I think the DVD release was with Shrek 2. And it came in like a Walmart combo pack. That's how I got it, I think. And it's just kind of weird that this Universal attraction would be technically released on DVD and then airing on Nickelodeon. And the way we're going to watch it tonight is on Netflix.
Heck yeah.
Under the DreamWorks Spooky Stories, and it's under the name The Ghost of Lord Farquad.
Guess you couldn't call it Netflix's Shrek 4D, huh?
But before we get any further, has anyone here been to Universal to do Shrek 4D? Does anyone remember stuff from it?
Yes.
I
From
did
the
it
experience.
once,
You did it once.
I think
a couple years ago.
I always try to make it my mission to go when I go to Universal. That's like, it's like, you know, like the Simpsons ride is a must.
Yes.
Spider-Man is a must. Shrek 4D is like a must.
Above those.
Yes, Shrek 4D is above both of those.
Yes, of course.
Because it's the first thing you see when you go in. I've only been on it twice because I think the last time I went to Universal, it was closed. Or there was like a big wait for it.
a big.
Like, I'm not waiting.
Yeah,
That must have been a long time ago.
Yeah, I
'cause,
think, yeah. No, you know what, actually? I think it was Halloween Horror Nights, and I think they closed it. That was the last time I went to
Oh, really?
Universal.
How? Which year was that?
Whenever The Walking Dead was very popular.
2016, I think, was the
Yeah.
last time they did Walking Dead.
So that might be it.
You guys have only kind of sparingly done Shrek 4D
Yeah,
in the
once.
parks. I've, you know, obviously going to Universal many times. I've done it many times, and I kind of really do feel like this attraction is just really not worth anyone's time going to the parks.
What?
I mean, here's the thing. Think about this attraction compared to the other attractions in the park. Actually, the other, you know, 3D attractions in the park, even Despicable Me Minion Mayhem, which is right next door in Universal Florida. I feel like you would have a better time with the Minions ride than Shrek 4D.
Oh, that's a hot take.
I know this is probably a hot take. Here's the thing. Shrek 4D, just based on experience alone, not worth it. Even if you're going, even if it's a walk-on. I mean, I would only recommend doing Shrek 4D if you have absolutely nothing else to do in the park.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna watch the film and then talk about the film afterwards. But right now, I do want to actually kind of talk about the experience alone. As far as the pre-show, like, the whole story is that you're in Duloc, like the king, like Lord Farquaad's kingdom, And the pre-show, I forget exactly what you're doing necessarily, but you're trying to, I guess you're trying to break the fairy tale creatures out of where they're trapped.
Yes, I remember that now. Yeah.
In the pre-show room, you see, I think you see Pinocchio in an Iron Maiden, and the three little pigs trapped in like a brick box or like some straw thing and wood thing, because it's three little pigs. And Gingy's just on the like quote unquote dungeon cam, and is just kind of being like, "People, what are you doing here?"
They couldn't put a real cookie there because kids would try to jump up there and eat it.
Oh no.
And also, I've made a joke about this many times when I'm there. The Lord Farquad like symbol logo flag that's hanging up in the pre-show room looks like a medieval Facebook logo.
Yeah. No, isn't the mirror in there?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
yes.
the mirror's there too.
The mirror's in there, and yeah, he's doing jokes. Well, actually, the notable joke that he does, before telling recapping the Shrek movie, like he's saying,
"A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away."
I love that story.
Me too.
Episodic for my taste.
Our story.
So sorry, I've been feeling really spaced out lately.
That'll make me chuckle. That's fun. That's funny. That's for the dads out there. They see it and they're like, haha.
Yeah, they recap the Shrek movie, and I guess because, Lord Farquaad at the end of Shrek was eaten.
Wait, does he die at the end?
I guess so, because
Just kidding, I watched Shrek. I was just
he got eaten by a dragon, but now he's a ghost. So Lord Farquaad shows up as a ghost and is all like, "What are you all doing here?" or something like that.
What are you people looking at? Have any of you seen Shrek and Fiona? Have you? Come now, someone here must know where they are. Anyone? Fine. I'll make you talk. Thelonious, prepare the auditorium.
Yes, my lord.
The torture room is just a big auditorium.
Yeah, you're getting tortured.
Yeah, but like there's... Like, what's the torture, though?
You get to watch Shrek 4D. Just kidding, guys. I like Shrek 4D. I think it's fun. I think it's cool because it's not Shrek 2, but it's Shrek 2, you know what I mean? So
I like Shrek 2.
I love Shrek 2, but that's for
that's the
another
best
day.
one.
That is. I guess now, you know what? I haven't been on Shrek 4D in a while, so I think if I went now, I probably would be like, oh man, maybe this isn't as good. I just remember really enjoying it.
Another thing I wanted to bring up, during the course of the whole film, when you're doing the attraction, the seats, they're supposed to be like 4D seats. Now, 4D, as far as moving seats in general in theaters, have improved since then, because Shrek 4D opened in 2003.
Don't they just shake the seats?
Yeah, it basically just feels like, someone who's just shaking a chair. Not even a rocking chair. It just feels like someone's shaking a hard, game chair.
Yes.
But it's not as comfy, because it's, hard.
Yeah.
So
seats are not pleasant.
It feels very jerky. I definitely recommend anyone who has a neck or back problem, don't do Shrek 4D.
Probably don't do it.
I mean, they probably don't recommend it anyways, but...
I mean, they have the stationary seats in the front, though.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they do.
So
but
there's that.
Yeah.
I think that 4D is very of its time. That one, Shrek, because, if you think about it, it's the first, actually, maybe it's not the first 4D attraction ever, but it definitely, in my experience when I was younger, and I heard that there was something as, 4D, I was like, what? How do you do that?
Yeah.
How do you make 4D? And then, yeah, it's cheesy, but, it definitely, me being, 8 or 10, going in there and,
It was very cool.
Donkey, turning around and blowing air into you, and then the seats are just it's like, whoa, Donkey's real. He's there. He's right there.
Wow, this 3D is really cool.
Yeah.
That's
but
literally cool.
I definitely agree. It's probably really dated now, and then if I went in there, my butt would hurt and
Oh, yeah.
shake and my neck would hurt.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't updated the 4D seats, because, nowadays, we have 4DX theaters, and the seats are not just really comfy, but they move smoother.
The shaking isn't,
The first time that I did Shrek 4D, I was kind of underwhelmed by it because, like, I remember Shrek 4D constantly being advertised on TV ever since, like, they opened it. And then brochures and everything. And I'm like, oh, Shrek 4D. This looks cool. I might do this someday. I never got to do it until sometime in, like, the late 2000s. And I did it and was underwhelmed because I had already seen the Shrek 3D DVD already before then. And I was like, wait, this is it?
That'll do it.
So that's why I'm thinking that might have been a very dumb decision to release the ride film on DVD.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, then that just kind of underwhelms a lot of kids, because I was still a kid at that point.
Yeah.
It underwhelms a lot of kids going to Universal and experiencing that ride for the first time, only to figure out that they have done this before, but just without the shaky seats.
Yeah.
And even then, I didn't have the best time with the seats when I was a kid. It just hurt.
Yeah, they're really uncomfortable and cold and just hard.
Unpleasant.
Cold and hard. Very unpleasant.
Very unpleasant.
An unpleasant ride on
You know who would like that seat though? Ogres. Ogres would love that seat.
Yeah,
because
sure.
it's hard.
Yeah.
Wow.
They would say,
I like
"Oh,
discomfort.
As far as Shrek 4D in general, just how Universal has handled this attraction and stuff like that, because, okay, in 2003, it opened, I think, simultaneously in Orlando and Universal Hollywood. Then,
Let me guess, was it in the summer when it was really hot and stormy?
I think.
probably was."
Because that's how they like to do their launches.
Well, I know that my first ever trip to Universal was 2003. I don't think Shrek 4D was open by the time I went in 2003, and I don't remember if that was, like, spring or summer. So, like, we did Jimmy Neutron, but we didn't do Shrek. I don't remember Shrek being open during that time. But Shrek 4D, like, has been open in other parks as well. Like, you know, obviously you got Universal Studios Japan and Universal Studios Singapore, where they have a full land for Shrek, the Far, Far Away land.
Ooh.
Yeah, like the whole castle
Really?
is where Shrek 4D takes place in, even though it really doesn't take place in the Far, Far Away castle. But
It takes place in a building.
Yeah, the one in Orlando is just a little theater that says Shrek 4D.
it says Soundstage 4D because it's supposed to be 40 and it's 4D.
That's funny. That's a little funny. Okay. They knew what they were doing. They said,
It's so hard.
4D.
But besides, and I don't think they're gonna have it in Universal Beijing, but besides the Universal parks, they have opened it in like not Universal, in Movie Park Germany and Warner Brothers Movie World in Australia. So like 2 non-Universal parks, and like you said, they aired it on Nickelodeon once, and it was even shown, like, I'm kind of just taking from Some Jerk with a Camera's video of Shrek 4D. They constantly show this specific film, like, at any given time that they can. Because, like, they showed this film in, like, UK theaters with, like, some of the movies that came out around, like, early 2010s. And it was also a free DVD with breakfast cereals. So
Shrek 4D for everyone.
it's also apparently has been released on YouTube.
Yeah, I believe that.
Like I
It's been
think
released everywhere.
to purchase, but still it's on YouTube and Netflix.
Lord.
How much is it on YouTube?
I don't know. All I could say is that we could experience this at home and not have to go to the theme parks.
Exactly.
Yay.
For free.
Which is probably exactly the reason why I'm covering it on this podcast, because we can't really go to the parks right now because we don't have passes.
No, but if I had a pass, I would go right to Shrek 4D and I'd force you two to go with me.
Okay. And then we go on the Hulk.
Yes.
The other green,
Yeah.
the other
big green guy.
green guy.
Yes.
Out of all the other green people that Universal apparently likes.
Yeah, like the Grinch.
Oh, there's another.
That's only at
Boom.
Christmas, right? Don't they only have the Grinch on Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of interesting. Universal likes their colored, like certain colored characters, especially,
Yeah, certain
Yellow.
colored.
especially the yellow ones.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because you got Minions, you got SpongeBob,
Oh,
you got
yeah.
Bumblebee. You got The
I
Simpsons.
was gonna say
I forgot
Simpsons.
about Bumblebee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All these. Yellow
Who did B movie?
characters.
DreamWorks, but there's no B movie ride.
There's no
Yeah.
B movie representation yet.
Which sucks.
True.
But anyways, so we are going to ride, quote unquote,
Yeah.
ride Shrek 4D, and we will be right back to give you our thoughts on that, or on Shrek 4D, aka the Ghost of Lord Farquad.
It's time for Shrek.
Shrek,
Oh, it's time for Shrek.
Shrek.
It's time for Shark.
Do not wear your glasses until you are seated, unless you like falling over. Please do not eat, drink, smoke, or puke. All cell phone users will be flogged. Flash photographers will be burned at the stake. You have been warned. Enjoy the show. Now you're all doomed.
So we just got back from Shrek 4D.
We just got back.
Totally
What
from
Shrek 2D?
Shrek 2D. Yeah.
We left and
'Cause-
went to the park just for Shrek 4D.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
I would do that.
It's 6 hours.
I
No,
would,
7 hours later.
if you were to wake me up and say, "Hey, we're going just to see Shrek 4D," I'd wake up and be all right.
Yeah, so Shrek 4D. You know,
It does exist.
I think it is a product of its time, and
Yes.
B, it probably shouldn't have been released like without the attraction, because I feel like what makes it like Shrek 4D is the experience itself, like, you know, being in the attraction versus just, I don't know, the magic just it doesn't work as its own standalone film, because those cheesy jokes that, like, how it's like animated and all that is kind of meant for, like, okay, like a ride. As a movie, it's just like awkward. I mean, it's still gonna get laughs from me because Shrek,
Yeah.
but like it's still I feel like that only works as an attraction.
yeah,
I feel that.
yeah, with the pacing that like this has, there's no, obviously, you know, it as a short film, it, you know, there's no dramatic wait or moments or quiet moments. Really, it really just feels like a rapid series of like Shrek events or something.
Things happening.
Just things happening, basically.
A series of events.
It's a series of Shrek.
of ogre-tastic events.
Yes, there we
Oh
go.
yeah.
Swamp-tastic.
Swamp-tastic.
Get that in my swamp. Wait, that was bad.
Not that I remembered it being terrible. I remember it being goofy and being like, wow, this is kind of like short. I mean, you know, obviously you're not gonna have like a 30-minute ride.
No.
Well,
depending on certain rides.
depending on certain
Depends on what you
rides,
consider
yeah.
a ride, though. Because, I mean, is it a ride if it's just a chair in the theater?
That's the motion simulator. That's what the kids call it.
Oh, I see.
I feel like as far as a 30-minute theme park experience is typically like a show.
Yes.
Like a live stage show, typically. I also say the experience in general, if you are actually kind of like going to Shrek 4D in Universal, and with the pre-show story and with the film itself, it doesn't make any it doesn't consistently make sense.
No.
Because Gingy, you know, the gingerbread man, whatever, Gingy in the pre-show, it shows him trapped in Lord Farquaad's castle.
I vaguely
And I don't
remember
know if it shows him escaping, but he was there. In the film, he is shown decorating his gingerbread house. Just random. It's like
that. I vaguely remember
he's not gonna actively warn Shrek and the others that his friends are trapped. He's just gonna go and decorate his own house.
Yeah, he had a lot of dough, remember? He's
First thing he's gonna do with that dough is just
make a house.
make a house.
I'd do that.
With his dough.
There are definitely a lot of jokes that flew over my head when I was younger, and now I'm like,
Hey. You have so many things, though. Like, literally.
Yeah, to me.
Like, oh, that's what that meant.
But yeah, going kind of into stuff that happens in Shrek 4D, or the Ghost of Lord Farquad,
Oh, sorry. Yes, the Ghost of Lord Farquad.
Yes.
Yeah, as we gotta call it. It's one of the swamp stories. No, it was the spooky stories. Sorry. Well, technically it is a swamp story.
Lord Farquad wasn't really even in there that long, even though it's called the Ghost of Lord Farquad.
I know, he has like a minute of screen time.
He's in there for a bit. He says, haha, I'm evil.
But it starts off, like, with the theater curtains, and then Tinkerbell comes out, because, Shrek obviously being, the movie that basically makes fun of Disney, basically.
Yeah, it's a parody on
It's a
classic fairy tales and Disney too.
Which actually kind of makes it perfect for
Yeah.
Universal anyways, because, Universal being in competition with Disney on the theme parks. I feel like, Shrek
works.
4D definitely was probably one of the earliest times they had something that made fun of Disney.
I guess in some way, Universal started it. In terms of like the, not war, but like the people that are like, I like Universal, well I like Disney. And it's like, you can't like both.
And just having that theme park war, fandom
rivalry,
war,
yeah.
in a way. Because the Simpsons ride was
a joke on
one
that
of
too.
Yeah, it was one of the next rides that made fun of Disney or just theme parks in general, which
Like
is
I feel like a lot of Universal fans are more strong about not liking Disney than Disney fans are about not liking Universal.
yeah.
That is true.
It's
Like
kind
they're
of
like, I don't like Disney. It's like, oh, okay.
it's kind of toxic.
Toxic.
And then I just play the.
No,
Yeah.
you play All Star right after this. You say it's kind of toxic, and then you play.
Yes.
It's kind of toxic.
Somebody once told me.
But it starts off like with the curtains and Tinkerbell coming out, and then doing twinklies at the audience, and it's nice. And then she gets eaten by a frog.
Well, eaten.
She gets grabbed by tongue into frog.
Into.
I don't. And just trapped in the frog, trying to escape the frog. I guess Tinkerbell just kind of drags the frog around, and that's when we get our first bit of moving the seats around and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yes.
And
The shaking.
it's like, wow, that's our first ride portion of the ride.
Yeah, you are Tinkerbell in the frog.
Oh.
Well, we were following the frog around. We were just seeing the frog's butt a majority of the time.
Yeah.
And then we see Shrek and Donkey just kind of looking at their map and whatever. And I think it's Tinkerbell that goes... Yeah, Tinkerbell goes inside Donkey's nose.
And he sneezes her out.
And yeah, Donkey sneezes, and that's when the water spritz effects happen.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean the dragon?
Donkey sneezes.
I thought that well, I guess the dragon sneezed another time.
Dragons at the
That was at the end.
Oh.
No, towards the beginning, Donkey sneezes Tinkerbell out, and as he sneezes, we feel the sneeze
Just water effects, and then she smacks into the map.
into the map. And taking a closer look at the map, it says Forbidden Forest on it, and I'm just thinking, this was way before Wizarding World.
That's funny.
So, is that foreshadowing Universal for your next 8 years until you, or 7 years until you get to Wizarding World? There's so much stuff happening that I can't really. I tried to kind of keep it up in the notes, but then I'm just like, I can't.
Yeah.
I literally can't.
Yeah.
But Donkey, because he got pixie dust on him from Tinkerbell, he's floating again. He's a flying, talking donkey again for that moment.
A good callback.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of stuff in this in Shrek 4D is callbacks to the first movie.
Oh yeah, because they also, it's very minimal, but they mentioned the noble steed.
Yeah, like the noble steed and the whistle that Donkey does to get Dragon. Another joke as far as like with Fiona in the onion carriage is like she's crying in the carriage and I guess it's supposed to take a while to have it in the audience's heads that it's an onion carriage when it's very clearly an onion carriage and she's crying because it's an onion.
She's crying because she's in an onion. Yes.
Yeah, that's just
And
and
it's a little bit drawn out in a way.
it was very drawn out. It was just like an excuse for Donkey to make a constant amount of jokes.
It's an excuse for Donkey to be Donkey, though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But that's Shrek. That is
That is Shrek.
That is Donkey.
Even well, one line in particular, I don't know why this gets me every single time, but you always wanted a puppy, but all you got was toast. What does that mean?
Doesn't mean anything. It's
You just say it to say it.
it's supposed
Like
to be
all you got was toast. That's people keep telling you. It's like, like someone always tells you you want a puppy. Yeah, your first instinctual, the first thing you do
is just get toast instead.
You know what? I'm gonna take that consideration, and you just get toast. You just do that. You just get toast instead of a puppy, because that's common. I'm overthinking
Apparently.
this joke.
You're overthinking Shrek 4D, Andrew. It's driving you crazy. It's making you mad.
And then Shrek finds a shortcut.
That actually made me laugh so hard.
Because I found the shortcut.
Yeah, of course he chooses the worst one with all of the scary trees.
With the red eyes on the trees. And then spiders show up, or one spider shows
I don't
up.
like that part.
And Brian Jiminy, that's a big one.
Funniest. It's just even more Shrek because whenever Donkey's scared of anything, Shrek proceeds to mess with him.
Yeah, call back to the first Shrek when with the bridge.
Yeah.
Don't do that! Oh, I'm sorry. Do what? Oh, this? Yes, that! Yes? Yes, do it. Okay. No, Shrek! No!
I didn't even think that was a callback to that
Yeah.
until just now. Wow.
Just like that's just their banter is Donkey will pester Shrek and Shrek will be like, all right, stop, dude. And then like Donkey will be like, all right, this one situation's making me uncomfortable. And Shrek will be like, yeah, how about I turn it up times 10? See how you like it.
Yeah, it was with spiders this time.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh my god. Okay.
I don't like spiders.
Yeah, it's a difference between, okay, as an audience member, it's different when, for Donkey's case in the first movie, when it's on a bridge over lava.
Yeah.
A loose, like, just like a very rickety bridge over lava.
Mm-hmm.
For us, we're fine.
Right.
We know we're fine.
But now we get to experience Donkey's trauma with him.
With spiders.
Spider
Spiders
come
in
out.
3D, but nonetheless in 4D, because when all the multiple spiders show up and then they drop down, like you feel like
Sounds like
if here's the thing, if you're wearing shorts, definitely avoid Shrek 4D if you hate spiders, because they have like little air effect thingies or something like that where it feels like spiders are crawling all over your legs.
Well, they kind of brush under the seats.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I
they
don't-
brush under the seats.
Well, I remember it being like on like the top of my legs.
No, they go like psh, like they run like through, which I thought that was like clever, but like it's
They kinda
creepy,
did
but it's
that
like
they kind of did that in the Bugs Life thing at Disney.
Oh, it's
that's
tough to
what
be a
it
bug.
is. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't like airbrushing. It was more like, well, at the end of that attraction, it was just everyone, please remain seated as the bugs leave the theater. Or as the cockroaches leave the theater, and underneath the like your actual cushion seat, or not cushion, but underneath your seat, you just feel a bunch of these like lumps or something coming up, and
Sounds
it's like
like-
it's supposed to be cockroaches leaving the theater.
That's a no for me.
I was wondering before sitting down, and it's tough to be a bug, why the seats were rubbery. Now I know why.
So they can do their
So the
gross
roaches
things.
can leave.
Yeah.
So
But
the actual roaches can
But back to
Shrek.
Shrek.
yeah.
Back to Shrek, the Revenge.
Sure.
Then Thelonious comes, and I've always mispronounced his name. I always thought it was Felonious.
Oh, Felonious? No.
Felonious.
I feel like I did
Felonious.
too.
But apparently it's Thelonious. The.
Like Thelonious Monk, but not Thelonious Monk.
Yeah.
The Thelonious Monk.
Look him up, kids. He's a jazz musician.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
Are you actually looking
Now I
him
want to
up?
look him up.
Sorry to change Shrek into jazz. But
Oh.
Thelonious
You
Monk
like
is-
jazz?
You like jazz? That's B-movie.
I know.
Oh, but it's also Dream.
Bringing it back.
It's all full circle.
I
It's
love
all
it.
coming full
Thelonious
circle.
Monk has always been in Shrek,
Oh yeah, he's a
baby.
he's a jazz pianist. Okay.
Wow, you sound like you said pianist.
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 Well, that's what it is.
He plays
Pianist.
piano, but jazz like.
Yeah, Thelonious kidnaps Fiona, and yeah, Fiona, quote unquote, tries to fight back, but through Matrix
It's
joke.
just that Matrix joke again.
Yeah, it's just frozen in mid-air, mid-kick, and it shows this like a spin around, like it's a spin around shot of her frozen in place, but she gets caught because she had to do the
frozen in
Matrix
place.
because she's frozen in place.
That was a funny joke. That was such a good like.
Obviously, nowadays, you know, Matrix jokes in kids' movies are just tiring. But, you know, hey, it is funny. It is.
It was definitely funny back then. No, not
The way
so.
they did it in Shrek 4D was funny because, you know.
You were
Yeah.
definitely like, man, she's gonna beat him up, and then it's like, oh wait, she is technically. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna over analyze the joke, but it was definitely funny.
Thelonious, you know, kidnaps Fiona and goes through the forest. I believe, honestly, that forest is called the Forbidden Forest. I think that's why it was on the map. It's like, but did they not read Harry Potter yet?
I think it's just such an easy thing to say, like the scary woods or just forbidden and forest just work together.
Is this also I you know, considering Shrek is supposed to be mocking Disney and stuff like that, is this forest supposed to make fun of like just any of those dark forests?
I think it's Snow White.
like Snow White or Beauty and the Beast.
They did. Oh, well, that's the game. So I guess it really wouldn't make any. They
Or
did a
else-
joke on Lord of the Rings
They-
because of Treebeard.
Oh, Shrek is like pointing at us.
Yeah, he
you
points
know,
at us, the
and
viewers.
says like he points at us.
to the
carriage.
That's the best thing.
Get to the carriage. I wish you know anyone listening could just see us and just be like pointing at the microphone
Yeah,
or
we're
something.
pointing at you guys.
We're pointing
the
at
listener. You.
Can you
Can
like
you feel it?
can you feel the love?
I was just thinking that.
Nothing feels. Nothing feels better than feeling the love.
Yeah.
In the country version.
Is there a country?
You don't remember that?
I don't remember.
Dude, I don't know if I want to go on this tangent because it's the okay. Or I guess you could cut it out.
Yeah.
Do
You
you
can
remember
go on a tangent.
Okay, so you remember that part in That's So Raven where there's I forget who the artists were, but it got out to that group that the people who they were playing it for were country fans. So they were like, oh, well, we got to change it to country music. So, but it wasn't. It was like just regular people. And they came, but they did a like country version of "Feeling the Love," and it was so funny.
How did it sound?
It was just them. They came out, they're like, yeah, and it was like, feel love, no feel better. And they're,
Wait, I feel like I remember this.
yeah,
song.
that was a really funny.
It's funny.
I can't stop thinking of Cowboy Cookie now.
Cowboy,
Cowboy Cookie.
good old cowboy cookie.
What is Cowboy Cookie?
Oh, you'll find out. Yeah.
Cowboy Cookie, the ladies really love him. Cowboy Cookie, the best you ever saw. Cowboy Cookie, the bullies they don't scare. Cowboy Cookie, yippee yippee ow!
Sorry, and back to Shrek.
I'm-
I feel bad every time I'm on this podcast. I act up.
You know what? It's fine because like this was a short. This was a short thing.
We
to
need
talk.
a little bit of extra.
It's fine.
Extra zhuzh.
But like Shrek points at us and says to the carriage, and then you know Shrek and Donkey board the carriage, and Donkey makes a Blues Brothers reference.
That went over my head when I was younger.
We got a donkey driving a carriage made from an onion. It's dark and our horses are wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, they do the 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it. After that, like then. That's when the seats start to like move.
Yeah, they get
and
up
it's
and
like
then
the horse chase.
You're in the carriage with them.
And then you're
Kind
in pain.
of. I
Kind of,
guess it's supposed to feel like we're in the the carriage with them, not inside the horse.
You know what though?
Inside.
I will say, Shrek 4D is one of those rides where it's not like the Simpsons ride where they literally are like, yeah, you are with the Simpsons. It's where are you in Shrek 4D?
Right.
I know it's like you're supposed to be tortured, but like it's like so where. I mean, I know I'm overanalyzing it.
I mean, if
but
you,
it is like where are we? Like I
feel
know
that.
they partially interact with like do they interact with us? I can't remember if the characters. Holy, now I'm
only
like
in the pre.
Let's dissect this.
sorry.
But it's only.
No,
Here's the thing.
for real, though.
Here's the thing. It's only in. This is why. Okay. When you think
Man,
of when you
now
think,
I'm like
We're
thinking
getting
about it.
existential.
Wow.
yeah, when you think of the immersive aspect,
Oh, man.
when you
yeah.
when you think of the immersive aspect of this of this attraction, you know, the pre-show, yeah, you are part of like this story and whatever, but then with the
Where
actual
do we go?
Yeah, maybe Shrek's just ignoring us.
but it
Forgot about us.
But it does make you feel kind of existential
Yeah.
when you're when you're supposed to feel like you're in this film.
Where
but you
are
keep
we?
cutting,
Yeah.
but it keeps
lost.
constantly cutting, like hard cutting every single time
know.
to every other possible angle. So it's like, where
Yeah,
am I and what
are
am
we?
I in
Are
this?
we just
What is happening?
maybe the torture is that we're just watching them? But like, aren't we technically like watching through the magic mirror? Like, don't they make that reference or no?
No.
I thought they no, maybe you're not. So what?
Universal missed the obvious.
What?
Like, it could have been us watching this film through the magic mirror, but instead it's just another theater.
I mean, I know it's like, oh, Myles, you're overreacting. It's just a ride. Like, I get it, but like, because like, if you think about those other motion simulators, right? Like Transformers, you are in another,
Transformer.
you're in an
You're in
Autobot,
evac.
yeah, and you're going through the city. Simpsons, you are with the Simpsons. Spider-Man, you are supposed to get pictures
You're
of
on a mission.
Spider-Man, but Spider-Man sees you and you get wrapped up into
die.
like things. Like, so, but for Shrek, it's weird. Like, I don't think they explain that you're with Shrek. And, like, they also,
stressful.
none of the characters make any notification or, like, they don't interact with you. Like, I guess it would be funny if Donkey turned and was just like, hey guys, haha, makes joke. But he doesn't. Like, you just kind of zoom into their faces and then Shrek will point at you and then say,
Wait, so they are acknowledging us?
no. Because he doesn't. He tells us to get to the.
Well,
Wait a
here's,
minute.
well, I kind of wonder if Shrek is pointing at us as if to indicate that we are the carriage, because he says
Maybe.
to the carriage.
And we're like, wait, no, Shrek, we're not the carriage. Shrek, no, please.
Shrek is riding us.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe
Oh.
Shrek 4. Maybe we are Shrek 4D the entire time.
Oh my.
Dang. That's actually. I didn't mean to.
Ooh.
Oh my god. That's crazy. Because I didn't think
We were
about it
having.
like that.
We were having.
This was normal, and then I
We got
broke.
existential.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But it's fun though. I like
But that's
it.
true because
It's
like.
fun. Where are we?
Oh wow. I mean, I still. What? Because like all of the other attractions, you know, this kind of is just like you're watching a movie with the seats moving.
Yeah.
honestly,
Damn, dog.
honestly, like the close. I'm trying to think of like any other Universal attraction that has done something closer to like
Shrek
having
4D?
kind of just a 3D film where it cuts and whatever. The closest I can think of is Terminator 2 3D,
yeah.
where well, here's the thing.
But it's an interactive like show.
Yeah, like there is a story that you are a part of,
Yeah.
but in the middle of the experience, it turns into a 3D film. But they at least have a seamless transition into it.
Yeah.
Ah.
You know, where it looks like we are traveling back in time with them, and like into the future.
Yeah.
And but like once it goes into that, that's when it starts being the 3D film and it cuts and whatever.
Yeah.
With Shrek 4D, I mean,
yeah, there's no
transition.
There's no transition. Oh man, that is weird.
Yeah,
That's kind of irritating in a way.
it definitely. I mean, I mean, really thinking about it, Shrek, like the first Shrek movie released in 2001, and this attraction came up 2 years later.
Yeah.
And I just feel like even though that's 2 years, it still kind of feels like they rushed it. Like they rushed this to be like, oh my god, Shrek is now the most popular thing ever. Let's do a ride based off of this. Yeah. And they didn't really think about like the most amazing stuff for it, or they didn't really think about it too deeply. They were more amazed by the 4D concept. I think
that's the like the attraction of the attraction is that you are essentially watching Shrek, but not only in 3D but 4D. Because you get the ogre glasses, which we didn't have any ogre glasses in my house. I apologize.
That's sad.
I'll break them out next time.
Beautiful.
And then you just go and steal from the
you have to return them, which I would feel bad stealing them. I think someone would be like, hey, can you put those back? And I'd be like...
This is awkward.
It's still, like, I feel like it's still the same glasses that it was when it first opened.
I do too.
They've updated the 3D glasses in all these other attractions.
You know what I think is going to happen though, Andrew? And this is just me. If it happens, people will go back to this podcast and be like, whoa, Myles was kind of on to something. I feel like whenever Shrek 5 comes out or whatever, they might reboot that ride. I doubt it, but reboot? Also I could see them wanting to sell more Shrek merch at Universal, so there could be a possibility that they could do that.
If it does well,
there will be a new ride.
See, personally, I've always thought that they would just replace Shrek 4D with another DreamWorks 4D thing.
Yeah.
Because they've already done that in Universal Hollywood. Because Shrek 4D is no longer in Universal Studios Hollywood. It's now in this... Like, the building itself looks like something called the DreamWorks Theater. And, God, I don't... Like, it's now the Kung Fu Panda 4D thing.
There's a Kung Fu Panda 4D?
Yeah, and it's supposed to... And it's updated 4D.
What?
And it's supposed to be kind of like Mickey's PhilharMagic, where it's, like, surround screens, kind of.
That's gotta be really
like, panoramic screens.
Pandoramic.
They should have done that.
Get it? It's pandemonium.
That's gotta be really good then, because I Kung Fu Panda's a guilty pleasure of mine.
Well, it's kind of... I haven't watched the... I never seen any POVs of the, the actual Kung Fu Panda ride, 4D film in general, but I did see the pre-show. The pre-show, while Kung Fu Panda and Master Shifu are in it, and it does explain the story and whatever, other DreamWorks characters cross over in the pre-show, but almost a majority of them are not the original voice actors.
Oh,
it doesn't sound like they are, because in addition to Po and Master Shifu, you have Shrek, you have Donkey, you have Marty from Madagascar.
Oh, God.
You have Gingy, you have Poppy from Trolls.
Oh.
The penguins of Madagascar in there, too. And I feel like there's so much more in there, too.
Oh, God.
I can't... There's a couple more characters in there.
DreamWorks made Trolls.
Huh?
I forgot DreamWorks made Trolls.
Yeah. But they crossed over all these other characters, and I was just like... What is going on?
Why?
And it was so bizarre hearing the replacement voice actor for Shrek, Donkey, and Marty in particular.
Yeah.
And all of them are kind of in all three of those characters were in the same kind of spot together and interacting off of each other. It's just weird hearing Marty and Donkey talking to each other, because it's I don't know, because it would have been so cool to have this be actual Chris Rock, actual Eddie Murphy kind of talking or riffing off of one another, but it's not them. It's like a wasted opportunity now.
Yeah, I feel like maybe the other actors just don't want to do it anymore.
Maybe.
I know Eddie Murphy's kind of tired of doing Donkey.
It definitely feels Eddie Murphy definitely is doing better stuff now. With Dolomite is my name. I don't blame Eddie Murphy for not wanting to do Donkey again. But coming back to Shrek 4D again, God, it really made us feel existential for him.
Yeah,
love
it's
that.
just weird. It's weird. I don't know.
It's fun getting your
I know, because Universal Studios is like biggest like selling point is we put you in the movies, and it's like, yeah, but like with this, it's like we make you watch a movie. It's like, oh,
am I
Some,
supposed to be there?
some jerk with a
aren't you supposed
camera.
to be in there.
Some jerk with a camera, Tony Goldmark, aka, he did a thing when he was talking about Universal, where it's like, what better way to put you in the movies than with movies?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was always the hugest problem with Universal, is that they have too many screen attractions, not enough practical stuff. It's just like too many motion simulators where it's just moving in front of a screen, and it's just Shrek 4D might as well be the big prime example of what they were doing at the time, and well, kind of. It's sort of the worst of the examples.
Yeah.
I mean, recently I know that they've done slightly more practical stuff, like with the new Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, which is a mouthful.
I was literally about to say it's a mouthful.
And
Jesus.
and the Velocicoaster, which I haven't been on yet, so I don't. But it is a coaster, so it's like screen stuff isn't really going to matter on that. I feel like Universal does know that they have too many screen-based rides, so you might as well have like something else. Although Mario Kart, in a way, is technically screen-based.
Oh, they're making a Mario Kart ride. I think
they already do.
That. Oh.
Because Super Nintendo World, I forget if it's like
that was their first attraction, was Mario Kart?
For the Super Nintendo World, the big ride is the Mario Kart ride, where you can actually drive and do. It's basically like you are actually doing Mario Kart in this.
Can I be Shy Guy in there?
Huh?
Can I be Shy Guy?
Oh. Choosing characters.
Yeah. Do I have to be Mario and Yoshi?
You have to be yourself. You don't like to be yourself, Myles?
Whatever.
Okay, we're on a tangent about Mario Kart.
Oops.
Whoopsies.
But back to it. We're in the
Shrek
middle of
4D.
that horse chase.
Oh, yes.
Might as well just say that this horse chase has gone on so long that we're just talking about Mario Kart at this point.
Yeah.
It's like, when is this Forbidden Forest gonna end?
Never. Sooner than you expect, actually.
Well, okay, in the middle of that horse chase, we have... we get a callback to what, Fiona screaming at the top of her lungs. And the bird explodes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Which, I'm pretty sure they definitely wanted to put that in there, because that was like one of the funniest things in the first movie.
Oh, that was in Shrek.
Then we see, Gingy just decorating his house instead of, warning everyone else that
it's not his problem anymore. So he just wanted to his house.
Yeah, who knows what happened to Pinocchio and the Three Little Pigs. Gingy's decorating his house, and then he gets scared because his horse is running through his home or whatever.
They did the cool thing where Thelonious jumps over the house, and then Shrek and Donkey go through it.
Because,
why not?
Protagonist got to ruin...
But it smells sweet in the theater when you go through the candy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to remember if it did. My nose might have been
you
just
have a
messed
bad
up.
nose.
I have a terrible nose. We get the spritz effect when he was spraying... Was it icing?
Yeah.
It looked like it had the consistency of toothpaste.
It was toothpaste icing. I mean, technically for
That's
Gingy,
my favorite.
I love toothpaste flavored ice cream.
Flavored ice cream.
Wait a minute. Oops.
Someone develop a toothpaste that tastes like icing. But then that'll just be kind of deceiving.
Icing.
And then the poison reports will go up.
Yeah. Once Shrek and Donkey crash through, and then, Gingy is like, Shrek, I hope you're insured. That
was the funniest.
That house cost
He's just trying to run on this wheel.
That house cost me a lot of dough.
It's like, damn, he's gonna sue Shrek if he doesn't. That joke was
a joke
too.
for the adults.
That joke was like too real. It's my favorite. Just like, I hope you're insured.
I hope you're insured.
As he's just trying to keep up on this fucking
Yeah, and then he smacks into the tree and his face comes off.
Is there a doctor in the house? We end up at this graveyard. Oh, well, before we end up in the graveyard,
There's a ravine.
They jump over this ravine, and then I guess whatever spell wears off, and then two of the blind mice, turn back from horses into mice, and then one of them is like, I can see, and then something falls on his head, and then he's like, oh, never mind. And then I remember very vividly, in the Shrek 4D, like in the actual attraction, every single time I do it, there's always someone laughing.
Oh.
There's always laughter at that joke. And here's the thing. That's why I used to find it funny, is because everyone else found it funny. But now I'm just kind of like, what?
Should I be laughing
The
at
joke
this
is that he could see because of magic, and then the magic hit him again, and now he can't see again.
Because
Funny!
Because if we're making fun of anybody and any people, it's blind people.
And not just blind people, blind mice.
But the funny thing is, my brain scrambled in that moment, and I was like, oh, a deaf joke.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wait.
That's how existential you were being.
Yeah, you were like, wait, am I really there? Am I with them? Am I still on the carriage when it fell through the ravine?
I'm just thinking of the TikTok of just these like random thoughts that run through your mind during a date or something.
That's me.
Am I me?
Am I me? Is this real?
I like the graveyard scene was actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
Just because I think they have a smoke machine at that part, right? Doesn't it get like foggy?
I think so.
Or am I Mandela affecting it?
Right.
Well,
oh my god.
Well,
right.
it's because we haven't been in a while. And
Yeah.
I mostly, if I'm gonna be honest, I mostly have seen the Shrek 4D film, just the film on DVD or Netflix, because I almost rarely now do the attraction, so I don't know all the effects on it.
Yeah.
I think there was smoke, like fog effects in the graveyard scene,
there was.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
I also just realized the graveyard scene is kind of the first slightly quiet moment after the horse chase.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Everything was chaotic.
yeah, it was chaotic. If you have sensory overload, maybe don't do Shrek 4D.
Like if you get it easily.
It's too much.
Just like disassociate, and then when you get to the graveyard scene, come back
There you go.
and then be like, oh yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, and so like it's just this eerie moment, and Donkey's just being very afraid. I love that like Donkey is just like, it's just a park with no children and no playground. As a ghost hand is following behind him and grabbing his tail.
Well, that was the funniest part to me.
Why?
The tail. He just grabbed his tail and he's like, I don't know what he was saying.
He said, I
but-
feel dead people.
Oh yeah. But he's just like trying to walk and he's like, Shrek? Or something
Yeah.
like that. I forgot what it was.
And then Shrek is just screwing with him.
He's just messing with it because that's Shrek and Donkey for you.
And it just acts like just a slow walking zombie. Are you getting the willies? The trembles, the heaving. It's like, but right behind Donkey is a Humpty Dumpty grave, and and then Shrek just scares the crap out of him, and then Donkey knocks over the Humpty Dumpty grave. And also there was a couple of graves or headstones or whatever, or just kind of blank graves in there that just say "coming soon."
That's so funny.
That's
There's like little hidden joke. I love that.
Upcoming attraction.
Oh.
This person.
Oh, I get it.
And then they find Lord Farquad's grave. It's just this huge... It's a huge grave, or just kind of like memorial in a way.
With the dragon and him, like he fought the dragon.
It looked like he fought the dragon.
But he didn't.
And Shrek is like, well, it looks like Farquad's still compensating for something. I wonder what that could be.
That killed me.
Penis jokes.
Yeah.
Well, short jokes in general, but...
Oh yeah. That too.
I guess we forgot that it was actually just supposed to be a short joke. We just automatically thought it was
know.
kind of a dick
But
joke.
it was a double entendre.
Yeah, that is
It's
a double entendre.
Exactly.
Jinx. Oh. They oink.
I also kind of took this joke from again Some Jerk with a Camera's Shrek 4D review, but the moment when Shrek said talk about rewriting history, I just went
And solving a mystery. Shrek Tales. Woo!
Yeah.
yeah, that was straight from Some Jerk with a Camera's review.
And now
But
you owe him money.
Funny.
I owe Tony Goldmark money just for using that joke now.
Well,
You're
actually,
gonna
that
do
was a promo.
You're gonna do that, and then you're gonna get an email from him, and he's just gonna be like, "Pay up." You're gonna be like, "Haha, you're joking, right?" And he's like,
Tony.
Be like, that was free promo.
Okay, Tony, if you're listening to this podcast, I already contribute to your Patreon.
There you go. That's his payment.
I do not owe you anything.
Please,
That's
just
his payment.
please.
Then the ghost of Lord Farquad finally comes in, and he's just telling us apparently to shush.
Wait,
Oh yeah.
wait, maybe we are in there.
Yeah,
then.
see,
So that's the
Hey.
only interaction we get is Lord Farquad looking at us and saying,
Wait,
then going away.
we were acknowledged.
"Yeah, he's the only one that acknowledged us." Shrek ignored the heck out of us.
The heck.
But Shrek, Donkey,
frick.
and Fiona all ignored us, but Farquad is a real one. He's the only one that turned to us and remembered that we were watching.
He's the real MVP.
He is. He remembered.
So then he, I guess, I don't know, does he possess his own statue or
They
something?
didn't explain that. That's weird. I think he did.
He just kind of
made it move.
he made it move, and because his statue is holding a big sword or spear or something. Yeah, the sharp part of the spear is pointing directly at us.
Don't lie.
And it's close to the 3D.
Yeah, it's very close.
I remember that
like-
just always pissed me off when I was a kid, just being like, I don't like this.
Yeah, because you can grab it and
It's like, wow, stab through your
I
hand.
know. Oh my god.
Though I think that they did a good job with that. Then if it made you uncomfortable, that means that the 3D was doing a job.
That's true.
Yeah, if it makes...
That means you were immersed.
That's true.
That means, yeah.
You were immersed,
We
Andrew.
were immersed.
I
This
guess you
is
could
the
say-
right
I was
realm
gonna
for
say, I
that.
guess you were in. Oh well, never mind. I was gonna make a joke, but you already took it. So
Oh, I'm
anyway,
sorry.
continue. No, don't worry about it.
Was that the same? Was that the joke?
Nope, I'm not gonna say it.
Oh,
no.
What was it?
No, I'm not gonna say it.
Oh no, we
Not
Now I'm
gonna know.
wondering.
I was gonna say. I guess you could say we were in the realm of immersion.
Ah!
It's not as funny anymore.
Roll credits.
That's it. That's the end, guys.
Bye bye.
No.
Whoa.
That's all, folks.
That was the fast version.
That's all, folks. Fast and Furious version.
But isn't that so? Sorry, I'm trying to get back on Planet Shrek. What happened after that?
Well, okay, after that, Donkey was, I guess was trying to call Dragon, but
Yes.
but because I guess Farquad, I don't know how this is supposed to be the case, but the stone dragon
he's the eagle dragon.
from his grave comes to life
Yeah.
instead, and
Whose dragon was this?
Wait, I guess you could say that was a great stone dragon.
Oh no!
Eddie Murphy.
Coming from a franchise that makes fun of Disney. No!
Oh yes, yes.
Ah! That might have
Welcome
been
to
the
the
best
podcast
joke.
episode where I just break the podcast.
That's the one that you put in the trailer.
I'm broken
That's
now.
the
That's
great
the one
We
you
are
put in the
broke.
trailer.
This is where the realm kind of,
This is where the realm starts getting
To
a little
immer-
discorded.
This
And
we're
everyone's like, "Uh-oh."
we're in a paradox right now. We don't know what's happening.
I'm sorry for that.
That was really good.
That was my.
It was bad.
I was just thinking about that, and I was like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
This is perfect. Anyway, the Great Stone Dragon comes to life and chases Shrek and Donkey, but not us. But we're watching.
Yeah,
we're
like
there.
yeah. Donkey also, when Lord Farquad, Ghost Farquad, reveals himself, and Donkey is just like, I know I seen you die in the first movie.
It was funny.
I'm like, yes, break the fourth wall.
Yeah, just
It's so good.
well, technically this. This is
Terrifying, Andrew.
technically, Shrek 4D is supposed to break the fourth wall, and not to mention it's 4D.
It is 4D.
Fourth wall. Wow.
I'm broken. I can't operate today. I'm gone.
Uh-oh.
I'm
Goodbye.
leaving. Bye.
Well, I guess we'll change this to NPR. I'm gonna say a bad word.
Andrew's back. That was.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was
What
gonna,
word?
I was gonna say. I remember the first time I saw the stone dragon, I was like, "Whoa, another dragon!" And then dragon comes.
Yeah, Dragon comes and it was actually kind of confusing at first when I was a kid because I thought it was because I was confused how to differentiate both of the dragons. And I realized, okay, wait, dragon is red and also has brighter
Green
eyes,
eyes.
green eyes and eyelashes. So, yes.
She's pretty.
And the stone dragon is just gray.
Scary.
With big evil red eyes, so you know that it's bad.
Red eyes means evil.
Red means scary.
Yellow is mild evil.
But then, like, this dragon fireball fight happens. And the way they did the fireballs was very interesting to me. Because, like,
Yeah.
it doesn't just look like straight up fire. It's, like,
It's
legit.
like solid.
Chunks
somehow.
of stuff.
Which is now making me I used to think that those are just kind of like rocks, but like
Right.
meteors.
Mm.
But
Bro,
now
we're about to get existential again.
But now kind of thinking about it, it really kind of might just be the dragons hucking loogies at each other that's just on fire.
Wait.
They're burping food at
They're
each
just
other.
like and it's like on fire.
Wait a second. You might be onto something. What if that's why it's solid? But that makes it so gross.
Yes.
Wouldn't it make sense for the rock dragon though, because there's rocks in it?
Ooh.
Yeah, but dragon, like donkeys.
Oh, dragons were meteors too?
Meteors.
Not at the end though.
What?
Wait, what?
Remember?
At the end of
It was real fire. Oh, well, I'm
Wait.
skipping around. Never mind. Anyway.
Spoilers!
Shrek at one point falls from dragon and then lands on the stone dragon. He lands on the stone dragon on his stomach, and then look.
Nope.
And
nope.
then
you laughed.
And then so he lands on his stomach, and because his butt was facing the dragon's face, he releases
He farts in the dragon's mouth before the dragon breathes fireball, and it's funny.
and Shrek's like, "Oops, sorry." Look, guys.
Oops.
Oops.
Look, guys.
Andrew's trying so hard not to laugh. He wants to laugh.
Why aren't you laughing?
Andrew, you could laugh at Shrek farting. It's okay.
He's like, I can't admit that fart jokes are funny.
He's like, this is a mature podcast.
I am better
jokes
than
are
this.
not funny, even when Shrek does them.
Look. I'm not denying that was probably funny, but I don't remember if the first time I watched it, if I did find it funny.
I think I lost my shit when I saw it.
It looked like a whole green stream too. Like it's
stinky.
By the way, it's also kind of like the loudest. Well, it's like they make the fart sound prominent in this moment, where it just felt like the loudest sound effect we've heard after a while.
It's just
Where everything else is just kind of like, oh no, oh no, Shrek,
brap. This is
Brap.
Oops. Sorry.
The stone dragon chases them through this like
the
canyons, and then the awesome epic Shrek music plays.
Yeah, that kind of took me out. I'm gonna be honest.
What did?
The first time I saw that, like when you're like flying and then they did the music, I was like, all right.
All right.
I don't know. I love that specific score, like especially when it came in the first movie. But in the Shrek 4D, because this is clearly the part where you think that this is supposed to be kind of like the ride element.
Yeah.
Where it's supposed to feel like you're riding on the dragon, but it just. I remember always being so disappointed with this when going on Shrek 4D because it's like, this should be awesome.
Yeah.
But it's not.
No.
Because it keeps cutting away. Like, it keeps cutting from all these different moments. Like, when it cut to the POV of the dragon, I'm like, yes! More of that! I want the just that POV shot. But they never give it to us.
Because we're not in the ride, Andrew. We're watching it.
Yeah. This was also before How to Train Your Dragon. So
True.
This was before we were amazed by when that got released in IMAX. Mm-hmm. I actually always thought that if there was anything that could replace Shrek 4D in our Universal in Orlando, it should be How to Train Your Dragon. Okay, because their new or recent nighttime show, like they show clips from movies where that already have rides in the parks. So they show clips from Jurassic World. They show clips from Fast and Furious and
I forgot that Fast and Furious, right?
and clips from Minions and Harry Potter and Transformers. But they also show clips from DreamWorks movies, but not Shrek. They play the Shrek. No, well, here's the funny thing. They play the Shrek music, the very calm, the doo doo doo, doo doo doo, but no Shrek clips. No Shrek clips. It's just kind of like when they're playing the music, it's just like I guess sort of a DreamWorks-y cloud
actually,
environment.
you know, they changed. That's their theme.
Yeah, so I think when they played the Shrek theme during the nighttime show,
Are you talking the one that's like?
Yes.
Yeah, DreamWorks has that. That's their like. Theme
Yeah, that's their
now.
theme now. So I feel like that.
It's a callback to Shrek, but also it's really it's really messed up that they would do that and not show Shrek.
I know.
Yeah,
Acknowledge.
actually, what's kind of interesting is that when the music as the music was ending, they just show How to Train Your Dragon in like with the Shrek music. It's just weird.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is why I'm bringing up, like, you know, because they show clips from How to Train Your Dragon, Kung Fu Panda, and Trolls. Now, they have shown Trolls representation in the parks just by meet and greets, and Kung Fu Panda as well, which already has a ride in Hollywood. And by the way, Kung Fu Panda is getting a land in Universal Beijing.
Ooh.
Which, some major tea, by the way.
Oh boy.
That land that Kung Fu Panda is going to have was going to be a SpongeBob land.
Oh.
Which means we could have gotten that, but we didn't. I don't know if we're ever... I think it's because the Chinese is not very fond of SpongeBob.
Why?
Like, it's not very... SpongeBob's not very popular in China.
Oh, it's a popular thing. Okay.
So, that's why they didn't...
I thought it was like they had an issue.
That's why they scrapped the SpongeBob idea, because they didn't think that would be as
fair.
popular. But besides Kung Fu Panda, they showed How to Train Your Dragon in that nighttime show, and I always thought there's no How to Train Your Dragon representation in the Universal Orlando Park, so why put that in there? That's why I'm thinking they should have a How to Train Your Dragon ride replacing Shrek 4D. But I also just realized, I think, and this is just a rumor, I think they might be doing a How to Train Your Dragon land in the Epic Universe park that's going to open in Orlando.
Interesting.
Alongside some of the other lands like Super Nintendo World that we'd be getting. Anyways, I just went off on a nerdy tangent about theme parks.
How long did we... I feel like we went on a tangent for like 5 minutes and then came back for one and then went back on another tangent.
Well,
did we even get past the fart?
Well, we were talking about the kids. Miles is done.
Shrek!
As he reached the end of the canyon, you know, Dragon fireballs a hole through it. I guess the a fireball goes all the way through.
Yeah.
It's like,
That was low-key satisfying, though, I will admit. To see it go, bah!
and then, dragon, it, like, goes through and whatever, and I guess for some reason, the stone dragon didn't think to retract his wings, so
The great stone
it just kind of, diminishes his stone wings, and
Oh,
and
yeah!
then he just flutters for a second.
Falls in the water.
Flutters like a little,
Little birdie.
yes, and then falls into the water, and that's the last we see of that.
It's like, okay, bye.
That was a disappointing dragon fight.
Yes.
I want to see two dragons fighting, and we didn't really.
Would you say you'd want to see dragons maybe duel?
But
that's gone
I
now.
want to see the dragons challenge.
Yep.
But no, that's no longer there.
Oh, Dragon Challenge is gone?
Yeah.
You didn't know?
I thought they changed.
That's what became Hagrid's.
Yeah.
Oh, they changed it to Hagrid.
Yeah.
Hagrid's funny ride.
Hagrid.
Hagrid's funny ride.
Hagrid's magical creatures.
Hagrid's
Creatures.
funny adventure. Sorry. Anyway, back to
Wait, Hagrid's magical crikes.
his magical crisis.
Christ.
Hagrid's magical
Merry
crisis.
Christ.
And then we get the waterfalls. Then we get the raft.
And then they make a dumb joke, right? Or did we pass that?
Well,
There's a lot of
there's a lot of dumb jokes.
Yeah. The one about spawning.
It's actually kind of funny. I never thought of this, but in some... I guess I'm going to keep calling back to Some Jerk with the Cameras video, because he made some really good jokes and points in that video. But one of the jokes he did was...
And now back to dad puns, the ride.
Oh,
which
right?
it's essentially that.
It literally is, though.
It's not like the Simpsons ride where they just make fun of theme parks and they're just... It's like, this one, it's clearly just a dad who... They just got a
dad
random...
wrote these jokes.
Yeah.
That's what
I
it
like
is.
dad jokes, but I get it.
I do too, but
I
like...
understand.
Oh
that
my God, so
sometimes
many.
Lord Farquad's a little too goofy. I thought he was really creepy in this one, though. Not because he's a ghost, but didn't he not like Fiona because she was an ogre at the end of the movie? And now he's like, I want to kill her so she could be my ghostly wife. And it's
my
like,
ghost...
what?
Yeah, how does...
Spirit Queen. I'm like, okay.
He got over it. He probably died and was like, you know what? She's still cute.
Well, he is.
Oh my god.
What gets me is the fact that he's still chasing royalty. He's
Well-
like, if you will be my spirit queen, I can be the queen of the King.
Well, if he wants to be queen, he can.
That's okay.
If he wants to, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Nothing against you. You do you, boo.
Yeah, go ahead, Lord. Go. I don't want to feel any more of this fire.
Like, yeah, I was about to bring it up because he did say I will be king of the underworld if you be my
that's what it
spirit
was.
queen. But does that
okay.
really matter
Like,
when you're
why do you
freaking
care?
ghost?
Dead, yeah, I
Still
think
cares about
it's
status.
probably just a him thing, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it might just be an insecurity.
Just be
To
my.
make up for something else.
Please be my queen.
Please.
Can you please be my emotional support ghost?
Please, Shoddy, please.
It's like she's tied up on this wooden log raft, kind of just threatening her to be his spirit queen, otherwise she goes over the falls.
Yeah.
And, Thelonious,
Oh, yeah.
unlatches the raft from the tree trunk or whatever, and just with him on it,
I don't think he meant to.
he's like,
Poor
no,
guy.
you idiot,
Dumbass.
not with you on it. Fiona breaks free from it and punches Thelonious multiple times, and
what he said.
each punch, Thelonious is like, deserve that, and that too.
Yeah. His voice, I deserve that.
Yes. And then, I guess... I don't know exactly how this happens. I guess she steps on one of the logs and it
hits
crushed.
his funny nuts. He goes in the water.
He goes, oh! He goes in the water. And for some reason, Fiona just feels the need to apologize to Thelonious. And it's like, sorry, Thelonious. Look, he works for the bad guy.
He's probably kind of roped into doing it, though. I mean, I don't think Thelonious is a bad guy.
Yeah.
He's at the end of singing songs.
Yeah.
Feeling
And then Shrek and Donkey come to the rescue. They jump on the raft. We get spritzed again. And then they go over the falls. And then Farquad makes the joke, they all fall for me sooner or later.
Painful.
The only joke that's coming to me after that is another joke from Some Jerk with a Camera, fine. But after he makes that joke, Some Jerk with a Camera is making fun of it because it's a dad joke. He says,
Dad, we've changed our minds. We want to go live with Mom.
She's in prison.
You heard me.
it's such a funny review. Just go watch Some Jerk with a Camera's review of Shrek 4D. It's
So
funny.
much free promo.
I'm sorry, I love it. Anyways, and Thelonious kind of saves them, but it's just kind of hanging onto a branch and just kind of like hanging onto them. And I just love how Thelonious is just like, laughing.
He's so goofy.
And then it breaks, and he's like, ooh.
And I love that just as they're falling and Donkey is saying something, like Thelonious is just kind of in the background, just like
Trying to flap.
kind of flapping his wings. And it's like, oh.
Just imagine flapping with that sound.
Yes. And then Shrek and Fiona going, I love you!
Because they're about to die. And then Dragon come get them.
Come get them. Dragon, come get them.
And then, I guess for some reason, they felt the need to fake out Lord Farquad for some reason.
Yeah, what? Yeah, that was weird. I thought that was so weird.
Like, why?
What do you mean fake out?
Well, because Fiona
pretended that she was a ghost, and he was like, haha, you
Farquad-
are clearly corporeal.
Yeah, Farquad being like, oh, Fiona, my ghostly queen, where are you? And then Fiona being like, right over here, sweetie. And then just looking like she's floating.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
Okay, yeah.
you know, she's just kind of on top of the dragon. So that's
It was like flying carpet moment.
And then we've got a loaded dragon here for you, and we're not afraid to use it. And then they fire the fireball at Ghost Farquad.
I could have sworn they used real fire.
It looked like a real fire blast
that was
this
like
time.
straight fire.
I know, I'm like in the attraction. I thought that like for like a split second, I could have sworn they used real fire.
Oh, maybe.
I'm probably Mandela affecting that one too.
Well, that would be a danger to the audience,
No,
the
wouldn't.
theater.
They'll be all right.
You know, I mean, it's like what Universal using fire in an indoor attraction?
Yeah, it's like they've done it before.
And this is definitely the biggest question mark over.
Actually, let me Google it.
This is the biggest question mark over everyone's heads after doing Shrek 4D. Fire kills ghosts?
I'm like, yeah, totally. This random.
Read this Google thing. Does Shrek 4D use real Shrek?
Real Shrek?
Yeah, they use the real Shrek. They
Oh.
Shrek 4D. I'm sorry.
Dying. I wish y'all
thought
could
they-
see this. He's losing it.
Oh my god.
The real Shrek.
Oh god.
Shrek is real.
I guess we'll never know the answer. I guess I gotta go ride Shrek 4D again.
To find out if they use the real Shrek.
I never got that thing.
How many Shreks does it take to get to the center
Fire
of
kills-
Shrek 4D?
Fire killed him.
5. That's the answer.
5 Shreks.
5
Shrek is
Shreks.
shown 5 times.
You heard it here, folks.
You heard Shrek is not real.
He's not real?
I'm gonna have an existential crisis now.
Again.
Exactly.
All around me are familiar faces.
Farquad's face.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
I'm so-
Sound.
I'm sweating right now, I'm sorry.
So every time I'm on, I always break this podcast. I
It's funny
I
though.
always have chaotic energy.
I like it. Chaotic is
Anyway,
funny.
I feel like this is a good kickstart to, because we haven't talked about theme park attractions yet
Yeah.
until
We
Shrek
need
4D.
it to be funny.
So it's like, I think I chose the perfect thing to talk about.
Shrek 4D.
And the perfect people too.
That is true. I love me some Shrek.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
But,
It's a 4D coaster.
Okay, but fire killing a ghost, like that.
This is suspension of disbelief here.
If Ghostbusters was was still in this theme
Yeah,
park.
they had a Ghostbusters 4D, and then
Well,
Bill Murray farted into the Stay Puft from Marshmallow Man's mouth. I'm sorry.
I'm dead. Oh my god.
And the ghost died. What? Didn't they set him on fire?
Who on fire?
The Marshmallow Ghost.
Okay. In the movie or in the...
Was it in the movie?
Well, in the movie, yeah.
I kind of remember there's a part where he's on fire and he's like looking really mad.
That was scary.
I'm just remembering because, they did have Ghostbusters in the park. Less than a year before Shrek 4D came around, there was Ghostbusters representation still in that park. Mm-hmm. So, the fact that you have Ghostbusters in this park at the same time as Shrek 4D claiming that fire kills ghosts, I wonder...
Kind of makes you think that the Ghostbusters aren't really doing their job right.
Well, that's why I'm kind of imagining, if they were still doing Ghostbusters, meet and greets at the park around the time Shrek 4D came out, I wonder how many guests had interactions where they asked them the question, okay, so does fire kill ghosts?
And they're like, no, we use big funny vacuum. And it's like, well, Shrek told me that you just have to have Donkey's wife breathe on them.
This is why I feel like having a theme park with multiple franchises, just kind of clashing together, it's just kind of weird when you have one franchise saying this one thing and another that says a completely different thing. And it just clashes in that moment. Mm-hmm. Every theme park has to be a cinematic universe somehow.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
They do not.
They do not. We do not need a Marvel Cinematic theme park universe, which we are kind of getting.
I mean, I like it, but we don't need it.
But anyways, so all that's done. Fire kills ghosts. That is a scientifically proven fact, according to Shrek.
Apparently.
I get all my science from Shrek.
Yes.
Yes, this random element from Earth, fire, will kill something in the spirit realm.
See, dragons actually did huck loogies that were set on fire by their own bodies.
They probably did. Dragons are weird. Lizards are weird.
Lizards.
Sorry, I'm breaking.
All that's done, and they head to the hotel honeymoon. I guess Donkey and Dragon are just there to drop them off.
Yeah, then they're gonna go make waffles.
And then they're gonna make waffles. And by the way, in this specific version on Netflix, they cut out Donkey singing, Have I told you lately that I love you?
Oh, yeah!
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, they cut that out of the Netflix version, probably just because of licensing reasons.
It could be copyright, yeah.
It just left a quiet void in there. Just let's go and make some waffles, and then 5 seconds of nothing, and then Fiona finally says waffles.
That's awkward.
Yeah, and then they're like, finally we're alone, and then they kiss, and then Pinocchio kind of cock blocks them with a nose cock. Anyways,
with his nose cock.
Cock blocked them with this
Pinocchio's nose cock comes out.
It's like, Pinocchio, what are you doing?
Flies towards the audience.
Yeah, that's what I needed. I needed Pinocchio's nose to literally come right at me. Just poke me in the eye.
It's in 3D.
3? No, 4.
Sorry, my bad. 4D.
I don't know what the... I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Have fun editing this one, Andrew. That's gonna knock your socks off.
God, it even just kind of ends weird. Who has their honeymoon with, isn't honeymoons typically just supposed to be just the two of you?
Well, like in Shrek 1, the other fairy tale people, they just don't have respect for people's personal space. So they will go in Shrek's house if they need to. If as you remembered in the first movie when they just all went to Shrek's house. So like the end of this of Shrek 4D, they just all wanted to hang out with Shrek, I guess. But Shrek didn't care. He got the champagne.
Well, I guess that's nice to have your honeymoon with a bunch of your friends. But why were they okay with Donkey and Dragon leaving?
They went to go make some waffles.
I'd rather go where they're going.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, and then my favorite part happens where the champagne hits Tinkerbell, and then you look on the side of the theater, and Tinkerbell is in there.
Yeah, the side. I feel like I can't remember if they both came out the same year, but PhilharMagic did a similar joke, but even better.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know if I want to spoil it, but it involves Donald Duck, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. The gag where, you know, as far as crashing into the wall involves Donald Duck, but I don't want to spoil like anything else as far as PhilharMagic. But PhilharMagic did it better. Shrek, all you see when she hits the wall is just kind of like a bunch of legs and some wings.
Yeah, her legs and wings are sticking out of the wall.
Yeah.
And then that's when the lights come on and you leave the theater and you put your glasses back in the bins.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And that's Shrek 4D.
And that's all, folks.
Then I saw her face.
I think they play that as they as
Do they? I just wanted to end the podcast like that.
Actually, I'm partially thinking they ended it with "Accidentally in Love," which is weird because
isn't that in
Shrek 2? I know. Well, I'm trying to remember what song they ended the ride with, or not. I'm not even gonna call this a ride.
He said Shrek in the Swamp karaoke.
They show that in the queue, by the way.
They do? I forgot about that.
Oh my god.
And I'll be honest, I feel like, if I'm gonna be honest, I kind of love the Shrek's karaoke dance party. So, like, in the queue, I kind of love it when they show that in the queue, because it's just fun. It's a fun time. Dance to the music.
Shrek, look at Fiona. Couldn't think of anything.
But yeah, so
They tried.
You experience Shrek 4D, and then you go into the gift shop to buy the film
Shrek
itself.
merch. Oh yeah,
You buy the film itself. You can do that. I don't know if they still sell the DVD there to this day, but I just know at one point for a long time they've sold the DVD at the
I wonder if
store.
they have the Blu-ray edition of that.
Do we really need a
Yeah,
Blu-ray?
you can watch it in 4K. Could you imagine? You sound like you don't want to do
Just
that.
watching it on a curved TV. Just have your own projector and just get your own,
Oh yes.
let's say, set of people. Just
Yeah, go behind there and put spiders in your hair and shake the chair and.
No.
Ugh.
imagine that. Just like that's your Shrek 4D on a budget. Have a bunch of rocking chairs.
Shrek $4, more like it.
But yes, so that's Shrek 4D, and it's
Wow.
it's as a film, it's just not great.
I'm gonna be honest though, alright? We're all ragging and dogging on Shrek 4D, but it's definitely coming. What did it come out? 2013? 2003? Like,
2003.
You know,
They added
it was definitely crazy coming out. You know, it's definitely of its time. Obviously, I don't think it aged well because you get other attractions that are 100 times better than it.
Yes.
And I also think that they were wrong for having it as a separate, like, little movie. I think that was bad on their part because it doesn't work as its own movie. Even as, like, a short, it just doesn't make sense. There's no...
Yeah.
The flow to it doesn't make sense without
No.
the attraction
Exactly.
aspect of it.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
it's just... I don't know. It's not good.
Yeah, it just seems like a random thing to get your kids to shut up for 10 minutes.
Yes, 100%.
It's but even then, it's just kind of, it goes by so quick that they're just. I imagine kids would still be just like really active after that.
Yeah, after I watched that when I was young, when it was on Nickelodeon, I was like, that's it.
Oh yeah. They took every opportunity to show this film to as much people as possible, and I don't know if that's them trying to be like, hey, this is also a ride, but they never did that.
No.
Like they never promoted it as a ride. They just showed the whole thing.
They did. I remember they even had it as like under another name, like how Netflix has it right there. They weren't like, sorry.
They weren't like what?
They weren't like, this is from Shrek 4D. I think I saw that on Nickelodeon, and I think you were the one that told me that that's Shrek 4D.
Yeah.
If I remember, you were just
I can't remember what year it was. It must have been 2007.
Yeah, I think I remember you were like, they just showed the thing from Shrek 4D, and I was like, that's Shrek
Yeah.
4D, and you're like, yeah. And
I think
like,
I do remember telling you that. Like, here's the thing. As kids, it was fun. in a way. But as adults, like, you see it as a neat experiment.
Yeah.
At the time, because 4D was just now popping up and becoming the big new thing, and Shrek was just one of the earliest experiments for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they designed this film that way, I guess. Even though it should be continuously just one angle, one shot.
Yeah.
But no.
Like, at least don't cut it.
Yeah. Well, nowadays, with 4DX theaters, I guess you really don't mind. Unless the movie is, like, you know, it warrants the 4D. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I personally think Godzilla vs. Kong, it would be excellent in 4DX.
I agree.
Or something like that we've already experienced in 4DX, Hobbs and Shaw, the Fast and Furious movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that... Dude, it's a Fast and Furious movie in 4DX. Yes, that's
Yeah.
You kind of need that. Now, Shrek, on the other hand...
Now, before you go on this, though, let me tell you something. Shrek 4D walked so that Hobbs and Shaw in 4D could run. If you were to go back in time and say, hey, Shrek 4D is not going to work, and people are like, oh, dang, and they just, like, cut it, there would be no Shrek. There would just be no 4D.
Yeah, I guess now that you bring that
exactly.
up, historically, Shrek 4D kind of mattered.
Exactly.
To bringing us 4DX and bringing us a better 4D experiences. So, wow, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So people didn't say, wow, you know, this kind of isn't good. We could just make it better.
It's just that Shrek 4D, at least in Florida, never updated.
Nope.
Never bothered to update the technology or the 3D glasses or anything, while all the other attractions and all the other 4D experiences updated over the years. And Shrek 4D, while it has some historical place in 4D like history, or basically, it hasn't updated. Maybe this is like one of those sort of things where it's like a roadside, not a roadside attraction, but where it's like a historical attraction, where it's like you just gotta keep it preserved.
You have your kids, you're like, that over there, that's Shrek 4D. And they're like, whoa. And I was like, yep, Grandpa used to ride that all the time.
Oh my God.
I love Shrek 4D. Not anymore.
Yeah.
I kind of agree. I think that they might be but that's what I'm saying. I feel like once, you know, like a Shrek reboot or something happens, it's going to be like, you know, ooh, money, 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 money. And then they're going to, you know.
I didn't think there was going to be so much to say about Shrek.
I honestly didn't either. I was like, Shrek 4D, 12 minutes. We can't possibly talk about something that's 12 minutes for a long time. And look at us. Guys, check that time card.
Like,
1 hour, 36 minutes,
Hell
and
yeah.
12 seconds.
That's Shrek, baby.
I just outed how much he edited. People are gonna see this at like
this podcast
40
is 28 minutes. They'll be like, what?
Yeah, we had like
wait,
what
how
did
much
he cut out?
Get rid of?
What?
release the Reyes cut.
Release the Reyes cut, Andrew. Where is the Reyes
Shrek
cut?
4D. We must
The Shrek
know.
4D Reyes cut.
Release the 4D cut.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Catchy.
The 4D version of this podcast where I shake the mic over and over. And I have
like the chairs do.
I have spiders in front of Andrew's face and he says, please cut it out. And I'm like, whoa! Do I give you the willies?
Yes. Yes.
Oh God. Well.
So yeah, any like final thoughts on Shrek 4D?
Man, Shrek 4D really wasn't as good as I remembered it. But the next time I go to Universal, I'm still gonna go on it.
Of course.
And she's like, no.
No.
Yes.
Looks defeated.
I'm kind of just You know.
Andrew, if I go to Universal and you're with me, I'm gonna make you go on Shrek 4D. I'm gonna make you have a good
They're
time.
gonna force you.
I'm gonna force you to go on it, and if you're not smiling, we're just gonna ride it again until you smile. And then when that part where Shrek farts in the dragon's mouth, I'm gonna be the only one laughing.
They're gonna stand up and fart in your
I don't
mouth.
care if there's kids. I don't care if there's kids in the theater who aren't laughing. I'm gonna be sure to be the loudest person laughing at that part. And I'm gonna look at you and be like, oh, I guess they can't see what I'm doing, but I'm looking at Andrew with the smiley face like,
I feel threatened. I feel like I feel like this is a ransom.
Yeah, so
But
bring me the $1 million and Andrew will not have to go on Shrek 4D ever again.
You say 40?
Basically, guys, give me money. I might start a Patreon, so you maybe...
Actually, give Andrew money.
Just send it to his PayPal.
So anyways, like, if we do that, I'm not going to be that dick that is just pouting the whole time. I'm not enjoying this experience. We could be doing other things.
Donkey's gonna say something and you're gonna break. You're gonna laugh.
Honestly,
it's Donkey.
Honestly, I feel like at this point, how could y'all go to Universal, or us three go to Universal and not ride it if we've done a whole podcast?
Exactly. We have
It would be
to.
wrong.
It would be wrong to not acknowledge Shrek. At least when we're going through, I forget exactly where Shrek 4D is.
like
I know
close
it's
to the
like in the
entrance.
front.
It's like
Yeah.
the entrance.
At least turning and looking at it.
You know the fact that Shrek 4D
We should take pictures in front of
is the fact that Shrek 4D is one of the first attractions you see when entering Universal Studios Florida. Here's the thing: both Shrek 4D and the Despicable Me Minion Mayhem buildings are right beside each other, and you know there's a street. The main street passes right in between them. The fact that Minion Mayhem gets much more longer waits than Shrek 4D does.
Sad.
It's kind of sad.
Well,
even
Andrew-
towards the end of this ride's run, Jimmy Neutron's Nicktoon Blast also got some consistently long lines, like more than a half hour, 45 minutes, even up to an hour, like towards the end of its run, because it was like the first thing you saw when you entered the park. Naturally, most people would just go to that, and that's still the same thing with Minions. But Shrek 4D, despite being right next door, I have never in like the past decade have seen it exceed 15 minutes. It's just kind of like...
Maybe the podcast will change that.
We build up hype.
We're bringing Shrek D. Shrek D's coming back, ladies and
We're
gentlemen.
bringing Shrek D back.
Shrek is coming.
It's his pee-pee.
Have me voice Shrek.
DJ Shrek D. Or is I'm thinking of Heavy D.
You guys ready for my Shrek voice?
Yes.
This is for my demo reel, guys, for when I'm a voice actor, so you guys can remember this. This
Please.
is my Shrek voice. Are you guys ready?
Before
What's up, guys? I'm Shrek. Welcome to Shrek 4D.
I wasn't expecting that.
I hate that. That's so cursed. Seeing Shrek. Hey, yo, what's up, homies? I'm Shrek. All right.
Just having everyone picture Shrek, and then that's...
Hey, yo, what's up, y'all? I'm Shrek. All right, that's it.
Donkey!
Hey, Donkey Man, what's up? Can
Donkey
we talk?
Man.
Come on,
Donkey
Donkey.
Man.
Donkey Man. I hate that Shrek voice.
Ogres
too.
are like onions.
Ogres. They're like ogres.
Onions are like ogres.
The fact that we went... the fact that we almost went throughout this whole podcast
Without doing
voice.
Shrek's voice.
Without saying that quote.
And I ruined it. I blew it.
Well, I also wanted to bring this up. Shrek 4D previously, before it opened in 2003, was another attraction that was completely different called Alfred Hitchcock: The Art of Making Movies.
I didn't think he had his own attraction at Universal.
Wow.
What?
Ever since the grand opening of Universal in 1990, Alfred Hitchcock: The Art of Making Movies was one of the opening day attractions.
That's crazy.
And I don't know if I want to talk about this on another podcast, but I guess I can say that, very briefly, the experience was just kind of sort of just an Alfred Hitchcock exhibition. And there was a quote-unquote 4D experience part of that. Not, I don't know if there's really much footage of it, but the first part of the attraction is, in this theater or screen room where it's supposed to be themed after the birds. Supposedly... you see the birds on the screen, and then I guess it goes dark or something.
Oh.
And then to simulate the birds attacking, they actually throw these objects at the people.
Oh.
And I don't know if it's supposed to be foam objects or whatever, but they do. I guess they throw things to simulate the birds attacking.
Oh.
The theme park guests.
Real.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know that's based on what I read.
Yeah.
About that part of the attraction. The rest of the attraction is just sort of talking about how they did this for Alfred Hitchcock's movies, like for Psycho and for Vertigo and all these other movies that he did, and Rear Window and stuff like that. Now, and the gift shop was called the Bates Motel Gift Shop. Now, all of that in mind, can you imagine that an Alfred Hitchcock exhibition attraction would be replaced by Shrek?
Yes.
Like, how? But how?
Oh my god.
It's possible. Just like how they replaced Jaws with the Hogwarts Express.
Well, more than just the Hogwarts Express.
Yeah, they throw you in a little room and they have you watch a DVD, and then they're like, all right, you can go off now. Sorry, I'm really mad about that. I'm going to stop right there because I will go on a tangent.
But yeah, as far as like just Shrek 4D in general, as far as giving, or Lizzie, what are your final
do you have
thoughts?
something? I'm sorry.
I'm just here. I've only done it once, and I watched it twice, and it seems like it's a little dumb, but that's okay.
But that's okay, you know?
It's still funny.
Yeah.
It has its funny moments that I enjoy. But I don't know if I would do it that many times again.
I'd force you to go on it too.
I'll do it with you, but I don't know if I would do it.
Everybody else go.
Anybody else, probably not. I had to say that all in this
The fact
voice.
that she used that.
I used this voice.
Yeah.
Her goofy little voice.
So as far as final ratings,
on a scale from... Wait,
Well-
how many pickles?
Oh, is that what we're doing it? We can do that.
How many onions?
How many onions? How many
She's
onions?
witty.
How many
She's
onions
witty.
do you get of Andrew?
I'm gonna do 2 different ratings now. Okay, as far as how many onions,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give it how many layers of onions.
Oh, it's getting more advanced.
Well, how many layers of onions are there? That
is a lot. How many
I
onions?
need to look
2.
this up now.
2.
2 onions? You give
Just
it
2.
You give it 2 onions?
2 out of nothing. Just 2 layers of onions.
2 onions? All right. How many onions do you give it?
Wait, I'm looking up how many layers are in an onion.
Probably a lot.
How many layers are in an onion?
Have you ever cooked with an onion?
You
kind of have to peel
I
it
don't
and peel
cook.
it and peel it and then.
Kind of have to go through a few tiers first.
It depends on its species.
Oh, I get it. Oh.
But
Well.
it's between 8 to 13.
Oh wow. So you give it 2 layers out of 13? Jeez. Wow.
Rough.
That is rough. How many onions do you give it?
Onions itself, 6 out of 10 onions. But for layers, a 7.
Okay.
Just slightly different.
7.
Yeah.
Out of 10 onions, I give it a 6.2.
Oh.
Out of layers, I give it a 5.
This rotten onions
5.
scale.
Rotten onions.
I'm going by 13 layers. not
The
8.
onion meter.
I
The
love
onion meter.
Yes.
The oniometer.
The onion.
Ooh, fancy.
Oniometer.
Oniometer.
Oh my
You owe me a
God.
Coke now.
All right, now Andrew, this is your podcast. How do you want to rate it? How you do it?
Well, obviously, normally on my podcast, I don't have a unique
Rating
rating
system?
system for this podcast yet. So for now, it's either a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or meh.
I give it a
Meh.
meh.
Meh. If I'm
Not bad, not good.
I understand for the historical significance
Oh,
of.
he's about to give it a thumbs down.
Uh-oh.
I can tell already. He's
Set the stage.
Well, here's
You have to
the
open
thing.
it
As far as the historical significance of of 4D attractions in general, I feel like other 4D other 4D attractions could not be possible without Shrek 4D, or as far as improvement wise, it couldn't be possible without Shrek 4D. But we are judging this as both a film and as an attraction in general. And on both of those standards, and judging by today's standards of theme park attractions and 4D and whatever, I'm giving it a thumbs down because
damn.
it just
we're
doesn't
nice.
it doesn't hold up today. And as a short film in general, definitely a thumbs down, just because
definitely.
it just feels like a drive-by Shrek 4D film that
The truth comes
If
out.
you were just watching it regularly, I swear, I'm pretty sure most people would probably forget that it even happened. As far as, like, maybe when they were adults.
Yeah, I didn't remember a
I
single bit of
remembered
it
when
before we watched
Shrek
it.
farted.
I didn't remember that.
Shrek farts.
And I saw her face. Like,
Nah, I'm a
diva.
You're Geneva?
No.
Not a trace.
You got in my mind. Bang, bang, bang. Now I'm in love.
Well, what if we just harmonized at that
Okay.
point? I'm in love.
Sorry.
Just went right into it.
I'm in love.
Ooh. Hey,
That was matching.
saw that?
That was matching.
You like that? All right. That was Shrek 4D. Coming up, we got something crazy. You'll never guess what Andrew uses in this recipe.
It's onions.
Any of you guys have anything you want to plug?
Oh yeah, NPR is coming up. More.
More.
We have episode 2. It's funny.
Wee.
I'm a little mean in that episode. but
Oh,
it's just-
boy.
Not intentionally. I'm just ragging on my friend, but we're all good. It was a really fun podcast to edit. NPR is going to be every second Friday. So if an episode comes out and you're like, oh wow, think of not next Friday, but the Friday after that, it's going to come out.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
And I might appear on that podcast.
Andrew's going to be on NPR.
To
100%.
curse. If you want to hear me fully,
You're
just
gonna
go
see
all
Andrew
out.
say a funny F-word.
Uncensored Andrew content.
If you want to hear me just go all sicko
That sounded
mode
like something. Never mind.
On
Sicko mode.
Yes, be a flame, on sicko mode.
And then Lizzie, what do you want to plug?
Follow me on Instagram at Lizzie Creson. That's LIZZIECRESON.
Heck yeah.
And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at aproductions09. You can also follow this show on Twitter at Realm Immersion. I also have a YouTube channel where I post a lot of theme park related content on youtube.com/AndrewProductions. And I have a Facebook page at facebook.com/AndrewProductions. You can find every episode of this very podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing, following, leaving a review, rating us 5 stars. It definitely helps us a lot. Thank you for tuning into this episode, and join us next time to see what else we experience right here in the realm of immersion.
Oops, sorry.